Here was President Trump yesterday in part of his farewell address, wishing the Biden administration well.
As I conclude my term as the 45th President of the United States, I stand before you truly proud of what we have achieved together. We did what we came here to do, and so much more. This week, we inaugurate a new administration and pray for its success in keeping America safe and prosperous. We extend our best wishes, and we also want them to have luck, a very important word.
Also, the president this morning departing for Andrews Joint Air Base. I always get that wrong. Andrews Joint Andrews Base. I used to call it Andrews Air Force Base when it was easy. But, of course, name changes can be tricky. Here was the president today as he departed Washington for Florida.
I will always fight for you. I will be watching. I will be listening. And I will tell you that the future of this country has never been better. I wish the new administration great luck and great success. I think they'll have great success. They have the foundation to do something really spectacular. And again, we put it in a position like it's never been before, despite the worst plague to hit since, I guess you'd say 1917, over 100 years ago. And despite that, the things that we've done have been just incredible. And I couldn't have done it without you. So just a goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form.
I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts you don't see that clip tonight on the evening news. James, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show, 22 minutes before the hour. Our number is 800-655-MIKE. James, how are you?
I'm good, Mike.
Good.
I just want to comment. I've been listening into you, and I heard you say that we don't need to split the Republican Party. Trump's talking about maybe starting a new one. And my take on that is I can't tell the good guys from the bad guys in the Republican Party. Take Mike Pence. I looked up to him, thought he was a Christian. Not saying he's not, but he didn't do the Christian thing. He did the right thing. He could have suspended that decision for 5 days, let him investigate it, but he chose not to. He told on multiple news outlets that he was being asked to make a decision on accepting electoral votes or not for each state. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and I appreciate the frustration. It doesn't, that ship has sailed. That's over.
That's
so,
right.
what we have to deal with now are politicians who are in the game, like Mitch McConnell. I mean, what in the world is motivating Mitch McConnell to stab Trump in the back like this? What in the world is the outgoing Senate Majority Leader doing by blaming Trump for the riots?
He's corrupted. He's compromised. He's always been that way. I look at Lindsey Graham. I think he's the same way. They get on TVs and radio stations and talk one way, and then they turn around and do the opposite when they shut the door.
I don't get it. All right, James, I appreciate it. Thank you. 21 minutes before the hour. Historians are going to grapple and argue about the role that Mike Pence played. What I know about Mike Pence is for 4 years, he was loyal and solidly supportive of President Trump. And obviously, he believed he was put in an untenable position. President Trump was really, really hard on his vice president, pushing him to try to suspend the process. And a lot of people make the case that Pence didn't even have the legal authority to do what people wanted him to do. It's hard for me to know what kind of vice president Mike Pence was for 4 years and now, kick him to the curb. Very hard for me to do. There's a lot of headwinds that people encountered, and it's I understand people are disappointed. I do truly believe we've got to deal with today going forward, and you're going to make yourself crazy to wallow in what could have been, what should have been, what might have been, what didn't happen, it doesn't matter. We are now facing the inauguration of Joe Biden, the president with a very, I think, graceful and, you know, uplifting message, a message of hope and optimism. The president, what clip is that, Derek, where the president talks about hope, being hopeful, being optimistic, and being loyal? Let's remember that. And the president, for what it's worth, I mean, you may feel the way you feel about Mike Pence. The president has been very gracious about Mike Pence, too, thanking the vice president and the second lady for the role they've played over the years, over the last 4 years. So I would respectfully say, James, that it's, again, I get your frustration, and I want to be sure that you always have a place to come to vent, but I just have to respectfully disagree with questioning Mike Pence's Christianity, with questioning Mike Pence's loyalty. Mike Pence has been extremely, extremely loyal